Matt Rife, here we go. Matt Rife is back in the news once again this week for his second strike on his way to 3. Okay, you all know Matt Rife, comedian, sexy boy. He'll take down your mom. Matt Rife. If you've been on social media in the last year and a half, you know exactly who Matt Rife is. And, it's kind of insane, the hole that he keeps digging himself deeper and deeper into. And sometimes we've seen it. Look, we've seen it happen. This is what happens when you get the amount of fame and attention as one human being does when you're Matt Rife at this stage in your career. When you get that type of influence and the amount of followers and the audience and the people and the everything else going on with the comedy and the stand-up, things will start to crack. And so, listen, for those of you who don't know, before his virality kind of popped off, you know what I mean? Matt's been doing comedy for the last 10-ish, 15-ish years, I'm pretty sure. And he's been on plenty of publications, plenty of podcasts, plenty of interviews, plenty where he's talking about his prominently male-dominant audience. He writes comedy for men, his audience is men, and what he wants to do is write jokes and have a stand-up routine that men will laugh at. Something like Joe Rogan, something like Bert Kreischer. Let's be honest. I don't think that the audience of Joe Rogan is anywhere near the amount of females that the audience of Matt Rife now has. This is the underlying problem. When you go out there and you spit comedy and you're doing your thing and you want to be someone, you have to sometimes take a step back and maybe adapt to your audience, right? So, how does Matt Rife get famous? How does he go viral? It's the crowd work. In comes the crowd work trend. All the comedians are talking about it. Everyone in the industry knows that's what's hot right now. You post a crowd work video, it's got 5 million views in 24 hours because people like that one-on-one human interaction, okay? So Matt Rife starts posting the crowd work videos. And naturally, like he does with his style, his charm, and his claim to fame, comes from the crowd work videos. The only issue is all of his crowd work videos that have gone viral involve one major difference in the universe of Matt Rife. It's women-based. Somehow, well, not somehow, we all know how. Listen, the man, like, did he pay for the way he looks? Maybe. I don't know. That's none of my business. But it's just, I think most women would call him attractive. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a line of dudes that sold out the world tour. So somewhere along the way, and obviously I'm pretty sure it's the TikTok, it's the crowd work, we get this shift for Matt, and he starts going at the lovely ladies of the audience, because as soon as the word gets out, he's hot, he's attractive, he's funny, he was single, and talk about a good time, right? I'm 45 years old, I'm hot, I'm attractive, ladies' night out, let's go see Matt Rife, get a little fired up, maybe he'll do some crowd work about me, and it might change my life forever. You know what I mean? Like, who could forget the MILF and Cookies clip? You know what I mean? Everyone knows it. It was his claim to, what are we sitting at? 6.4 million views. You know what I mean?
I seem frustrated. A gift maybe help? Maybe after the show. No. Come on, dog. Thank you so much. What is this? Well, don't clap. It could be a bomb. We don't know. We don't know yet. I came to Iowa and I guess...
That's because of the other. That's because of the Build-A-Bear joke.
You know what I mean? It's funny, right? It's crowd work. It can go either way, and he's good at it. He's good at it. And unfortunately, that was pretty much I think the global takeaway from the comedy special on Netflix there, that his crowd work is way better than the actual special. So, right, we get viral. We get famous, we get it popping. And what comes next when you go viral? You know what I mean? What comes next? Of course, it's the fame, it's the tour, it's the numbers. You get people like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis in your tour promo video, okay? You keep the momentum moving. And then, boop, you release all the dates and you sell out the world tour immediately. Because now you have the attention of not only that male audience that he was building, but unfortunately, they have been overrun by the now female audience who is there for him first and to be picked out of the crowd second, and third, stand-up comedy. And that's an issue, right? So what does he do? He sells out a world tour. And to double down on himself, to take that chance, to take that risk, to double down on himself as a stand-up comedian who wants a male audience. He wants to be the next Joe Rogan. He's hot. He's viral. He's got a sold-out world tour. How do we open the show? With an essay joke about the server that we had at the restaurant the other day. You know what I mean? Listen, not good. So, summarize, like he said, server had a black eye. If she could cook, she wouldn't have the black eye. It's an old, like 1980s, 1990s style, like the husband hit the wife because she couldn't cook a proper dinner. Like, we get it, but like not modernized enough for 2023, and certainly not appropriate, and certainly wouldn't have chose that ringer to open the first Netflix special, okay? So we're already 3 minutes into the Netflix special, and we're already on strike number 1, canceled. We've got a sexual assault joke in the Netflix special, round 1. And guess who didn't appreciate that? The 80,000 women who are sitting in the theater, stadium, wherever he's at, watching him tell this joke. So now all of the women on the world tour, Matt Rife tour, are instantly out. And so it pops off. Everyone sees a special. It hits Netflix. Everyone's crazy about it. And it's like, yo, Matt Rife, we got to go watch the special. And we kick it off with a joke about a woman cooking and getting a black eye. And, Matt responds. Matt does exactly what he needs to do. He goes to Instagram and he says, I'm sorry if you were offended by my comedy. Here's a link to my apology tour. And so naturally, everyone clicked on it because they want to see what he had to say. They want to see what he said, where he said it, how he said it. Let's break down the apology. He's back. He gets it, okay? He made a mistake. He's going to say he's sorry. He's going to try to convince the whole male versus female audience thing. And then once the link loaded, the entire country, or the entire world essentially, is met with a page for special needs helmets. A kid, a child, or an adult with special needs wears a helmet. It's comedy. He's a stand-up comedian. I don't know. The issue is we've painted him in this light that he's not first and comedy second, like hot first, comedy second. That is the picture that the overall groupthink of women have painted of Matt Rife. Hot first, comedy second. And that's the problem, right? So the special needs helmet, he kind of gets a little semi-canceled for that. Cancel culture is dead. Like the only two people that are actually canceled ever was like Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby. If they're not in jail for the crimes they committed, prison, whatever, like they're kind of back, you know, we're going to talk about it here in a minute, but cancel, it doesn't really, it's 2023, you know what I mean? So, and of course, then I think he went on Jordan Peterson and like addressed it and talked about it. I don't know why Jordan Peterson was his choice. It doesn't, I even think he said it didn't make sense. So I don't even know if Matt knows what's going on anymore. And so to better prove that point, fast forward to today, where a very smart, very young individual, a 6-year-old child, a 6-year-old little boy, was watching the Matt Rife special, or saw a clip on TikTok of Matt talking about the planets and the rings in the solar system. I think we've got the video here. Let's pull up the video of the little boy just whipping this guy. Here we go. Ready?
Nothing to do with the stars, man. Just because Jupiter has a ring and you don't, doesn't mean...
It's Saturn that has the rings. And it has more also, and you're mean to girls.
Boom. Burned to a crisp by a 6-year-old. First of all, Jupiter, okay? Not Jupiter with the rings. Saturn has the rings. Now, I don't know. I'm no astrologist, but I'm sure if I Google what planet has the rings, Saturn, which is by far the largest. The rings around Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune are much smaller, darker, and fainter than the rings of Saturn. So some planets have the ring, some it's faded, but Saturn, technically, Matt Rife, is correct. So the 6-year-old kind of wins. And so naturally, naturally, Matt Rife responds to the 6-year-old child by using fellow TikToker Jose Monkey to find out exactly where this child lived, where he was located, where he filmed the video. Matt Rife and his team went to this 6-year-old's house, opened the door, knocked on the door, ding dong, whatever. Mom opened the door. Hey, is the little boy home? They thought Matt was there to like, hey, like, here's tickets to the show. Here's a bunch of merch. Hang out with me. I'm Matt Rife. Like, I don't care what you said. No. Matt Rife stood on the front porch of this little boy's house and punched a 6-year-old straight in the face. Matt Rife just drove to a 6-year-old's house and punched him square in the face because Matt Rife doesn't know what planets have prominent rings around them, okay? It's Saturn, dude, not Jupiter. We get it. The single A, you just because Jupiter doesn't have a ring and you don't, doesn't mean you should be mad at me. Blech. It's Saturn, Matt. The 6-year-old knows it. Why don't you? So he went over to his house and he literally punched the kid directly in the face. I'm joking. He left a comment on his Instagram page, okay? He left a comment on the mom, I think the kid's mom's Instagram page or the TikTok account where this was posted. And the comment, unfortunately, it's not there anymore. But in a nutshell, Matt Rife basically responded and said, oh, okay, well, just so you know, the planet Jupiter does also have rings around it. 2, Santa Claus isn't real. And 3, your mom paid for all your Christmas presents from the OnlyFans money. Essentially a punch in the face. He, in the most digital and comment on the internet kind of way, basically slapped the little kid in the face. Told him Santa wasn't real, told him he was wrong, and said something about his mom having an OnlyFans. So naturally, of course, you know, mom had to come on and just let everyone know that she is a wholesome woman who has never posted herself on the internet in that way, would never have an OnlyFans account, and would never have expected a grown adult man, stand-up professional comedian to attack her 6-year-old son with a TikTok comment or Instagram, whatever. So it's crazy, man. He's on his way to strike 3. Strike 1 was the joke in the helmets. Strike 2 was the 6-year-old kid. Did we push Matt Rife too far, dude? It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Now, should the little boy have been watching the Matt Rife comedy special? Yes or yes? No or no? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure, what was it rated? Mature audiences. 6-year-olds aren't mature. He shouldn't have been watching the comedy special. So therefore, bam, Matt Rife punched him in the face, metaphorically, not physically. You know what I mean? So the 6-year-old has no business watching Netflix. I mean, is that where we stand? Is that what Matt Rife's thinking was? Like, how dare you let your child watch my special? And since you do, here's a little bit more fuel to the fire. Here's a comment for him about Santa Claus. I mean, listen, the special, by the way, is currently sitting at like 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, so not good. I don't know. It's the Matt Rife problem, and it's unfortunate. I mean, look, I know that's where I'm gonna be, right? The women, the ladies, they see hot first, podcaster second. So anytime there's probably gonna be a controversy around me, it's gonna be like, oh, he's hot. Let's go see his podcast live. And then, I'm talking about farts and stuff. And it's like, well, my audience is prominently men because I'm the only one that listens to the podcast. So if and when I do actually get a few female listeners, just know, ladies, it's podcaster first, I'm hot second, okay? Like, get that through the head, and then we won't have the Matt Rife problem.